Hello there, America. This is John Anderson on Patriots On Wheels, and that was Amazing America by Madison Rising. And this is Roar Restoration America, and I have my co-host on, Mark Morrison, and
Hello,
George Tankum.
Patriots.
Good evening.
Anyway, happy Easter to everybody. I'm sure everybody's enjoyed the day with their families and watching the kids do the Easter egg hunt and what have you. And it was a good time. And we all know what Easter is about. On Easter Sunday, most Christians celebrate the resurrection of the Lord Jesus Christ. And it's typically most well known as our attended every Sunday service. So I am a Christian myself, and this is the day they arose, and we celebrate that every year. It's probably the biggest day, for my church throughout the year, and we have a good service. And I spent my day with my family today and watching the kids, and how about you and Mark there, George?
Well, I tell you, my oldest son and I went to church. It was a beautiful day for a walk to the church. My in-laws were visiting. Both my sons were here. It was just a beautiful day to enjoy family, to worship. And right before I left to go to the office, the neighbors next to us had Easter eggs out, little plastic eggs for their kids. A squirrel grabbed one of them, figured out how to open the thing. He was sitting up on the fence eating his own Easter egg. You don't see that every day.
No, you don't.
It was a great Easter. How's yours, Mark?
Well, my day wasn't as exciting as you guys. I spent the day in the garage trying to get my latest motorcycle up and running. So I made good progress, but I haven't heard the engine fire yet.
Well, the kids made out
Everything
good.
in its own time.
Yep, the kids made out good at our place. We went to my wife's sisters, and they had the money eggs too, So, and the golden egg was the big egg. And anyway, they got a little of that and lots of candy to eat, And I came home probably 10 pounds heavier. I probably won't eat the rest of the week, matter of fact. But that's one thing we can all count on during the holidays, that we all get plenty to eat.
Well, that's one of the beautiful things about having a prosperous country. It's and I know not everybody in America has the same level of prosperity, but all in all, this country does pretty well, and there's reasons why we do pretty well. And a large part of it, of course, is our natural resources, but also the way we have things set up, our political economic system. And the reason that we're on this radio program right now is to try to keep that political economic system from taking a nosedive. How's that for a sequel?
Very good.
Good, George. I couldn't agree with you more. We're certainly in some troubling times, and at least from my point of view, there are things in the country that are going the wrong way, and I keep hoping that enough of that kind of silent majority will speak up and we'll get some things going the right way. But so far, we haven't had enough people do that to get things going in the direction that I think they should go.
Yeah, that's. By the way, Mark, before we get into that, I was going to mention that last night, one of my motorcycles, a 56 Harley KHK, puked a spark plug, and I finally pulled off both heads last night so I can look inside the engine, take a look at those heads, see if they could be saved or not, and then to preserve the cleanliness of the inside of the engine, I basically covered the top of the cylinders with saran wrap and used rubber bands to hold everything in place so that I don't have to worry about unwelcome debris finding its way into the combustion chambers. You, you don't usually have those problems, but I thought I would share with you this rare time that I did. And I figure, hey, if this show is going to be about motorcycles and political issues, we really should talk about both, right?
Yep, I agree. And many of you may not know, but we're in central Illinois, and George and Mark and I are with the Vintage Iron Riders. George is the president, I'm the vice president, and Mark's the events coordinator. And most all of us have vintage motorcycles. We work on them, we talk them, and we've got a great club. So if anyone ever gets out there to look on the Vintage Iron Riders, look it up, Google it, and check us out.
Yeah, it's virmc.com. That's how you can find us. And also, Mark, I don't know, are you a member of ABATE? Mark?
Oh.
I'm sorry, George. I had my microphone muted, and no, I am not a member of ABATE.
Okay. Well, John and I are also members of ABATE, and that organization itself is a great way to combine political activism with motorcycling. I'm a retired staff attorney with the Illinois Department of Transportation, and I know how effective organizations like that can be. If we want government to be better, it's up to us to make government be better. There's a lot of organizations out there that try to do that, and of course, there's a lot of people with differing opinions on what better really is. The people on this program will pretty much be in agreement that better means that government protects your rights instead of limiting your rights. And when it comes right down to it, less government is probably best government within its own limits, of course. I mean, there are certain things government absolutely has to do, and remember, this is a retired bureaucrat talking, so I understand that from not only the outside, but from the inside of government, I have an appreciation of what limitations should be there. So getting back to ABATE, that is a wonderful motorcyclist organization that addresses things besides helmet laws. It addresses motorcycle safety training. It addresses off-road riding issues. It represents restrictions on motorcycle use on the streets. We're seeing areas where the city of Chicago is contemplating treating motorcycle exhausts differently than they treat car exhausts. And one of the things that we've seen is that when you are a relatively small demographic, a minority in our political system, it's pretty easy to be singled out because you can't be expected to have a very big voice. And unless you have a good operating organization, you really don't have a very big voice. And the big voice is necessary to protect those rights. Enough of me rattling on. Somebody else's turn here.
Well, you've done a lot for ABATE, legislative coordinator. You've been with ABATE since, 1984? Is that correct, George?
Yeah,
or 1985?
Since before this organization started. I ran up and down the state on my old 64 BMW, helping organize the that outfit, calling meetings, bringing people together. And one of the big questions that people kept asking then is, why should we bother? What kind of problems do we have? The thing that brought me into this was that the Springfield Park District outlawed motorcycle use on public highways under its jurisdiction. They had about 31 miles of highway, and it was against park board ordinance to ride a motorcycle on any of those highways. And they enforced it. So it was my motorcycle club at the time was the Springfield Milers BMW Club. We took it on as a project. They figured since they had a free lawyer, they might as well take a run at it. We lost in the trial court, and we won in the appellate court. It was the first time in history that a motorcycle park ban had ever been overturned by the courts. And that's what really started motorcycle rights activism here in Springfield. Oh, you didn't realize you'd be getting in on a history lesson, did you? Well, and the really weird thing was at the time that we were trying to get more and more people involved. We had a number of clubs involved, including the United Motorcyclists of Illinois. Since has disbanded, but it was a statewide motorcycle organization, very mom and pop type of thing. And we had the Riverton Harley Riders. We had my BMW club forming a Right to Ride coalition. It was, and we used this as a focal issue to get people involved. And when I remember talking to more than one motorcyclist about the issue, and they said, well, I don't really care about that. I don't ride in those parks anyway.